Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio's The Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. Christopher and Eric are your hosts, coming to you live from Greensboro, North Carolina, as we do every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Our intro music is provided from the Podshow PodSafe Music Network. Check it out at music.podshow.com. Also, feel free to email your topics for discussion, suggestions, and comments to incoherentramblings@live.com.
This is Christopher.
This is Eric.
And this is the Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. It is January the 14th, 2010. How are you tonight, Eric?
I am fantastic, Chris.
Oh, that's excellent. I'm doing well also.
We actually had a fairly warm day.
Yes, we did.
It was warmer outside my house than it was inside my house. I literally opened the door and let the heat in.
That sounds cozy.
Yeah.
Actually, warm for, because we've had over a week, maybe about a week and a half, pushing 2-week cold spell.
Right.
Where it's been into the upper teens to mid-20s at night. And then during the day, low to mid-30s, so hovering right around maybe a couple degrees above freezing.
Right.
And people way up north may laugh at that, but it's cold for this area.
Right.
For that long a period of time. It's not unusual to get that cold, just not that long.
Right.
No snow. Well, it's unlikely to get snow because the high pressure was so strong.
I picked a great time not to have HVAC.
Oh, yes.
Wonderful time.
Yeah, I mean, if I were going to go for a time where I did not have heat, that's what I would do. Absolutely. And as our loyal listeners have known, Eric is in the midst of dealing with a lot of transactions, and so he has stepped away. But we will excuse him on that. Not only is he busy, extremely busy, trying to move into his new home, he has got 2 closings, one tomorrow morning and another one possibly tomorrow, and he really needs those to go through, so we will excuse him on that. Anyhow, as he was saying, his HVAC went out, and if you were going to pick a time of the year, this actually would not be it. We were obviously being sarcastic. Extremely cold for this area, and extremely cold for an extended period of time. And poor Eric has had no heat at his the house he's moving from. So basically, he's ready for it to be warmer. Is what we're going from there. Here we have Eric joining us again. I was just giving them explanation about how you didn't have heat. And we were obviously being sarcastic and saying that it was a great time not to have HVAC. Definitely sarcastic there.
Yes.
So, so today it was what, 48, 50?
Yeah.
Sunny, lots of sunshine, and actually quite nice, pleasant day.
Yes.
So, yeah, if it's been 75 or 80 degrees and then it's 48 or 50, it feels cold.
Right.
But it actually, I walked today without a jacket. And
right.
It felt comfortable. So it's what you're used to.
Yep.
So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This was your first show back.
Is it my first show
yeah.
since New Year's?
Yeah, exactly.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I guess maybe it is.
Yeah, I don't think you've been here since. You weren't here last week.
No, but you're right. That was the first show
And
of the year.
We didn't have it the 31st because of the holiday.
Right.
We didn't have it the 24th. The 17th was the last show.
Happy New Year, listeners.
Exactly. So this is your first show back in 2010.
Yes.
And the 1-0. So off to a good start.
Indeed.
Busy, but a good start nonetheless. So we were trying. Well, tell
while I'm here.
While you're here, yes.
I should explain that I'm not very well prepared again yet today.
Right.
As you said, busy.
Right.
But I got one of my deals, real estate transactions, short sale transactions that I've been working. It'll be 8 months on the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
I just got the final piece of the puzzle today, so that one should close tomorrow or Monday. There's another short sale that I've been working for about 2.5 months. It's closing tomorrow. So
one is definitely closing. Well,
one's definitely
as definite as real estate can be.
Right. As long as we don't just die on the way to the closing or whatever. We're good for that one for tomorrow.
And possibly another one tomorrow or Monday.
Right.
So that's good news.
And then, of course, working on our house.
Mm-hmm.
So not a lot of free time to look at the stories. But it'll be good for me to hear some of these uplifting stories you found.
Yes, it would be. We have a story that's not very uplifting.
Well, I thought we started to start with good stories.
We will. maybe we will sandwich.
I thought we'd build our listeners up with the good news and tear out not the legs out from underneath at the end of the show.
Well, what I'm thinking is we'll sandwich it in between our good news stories and our weird, odd stories.
Okay.
We'll throw a little current event in there.
There you go.
Well, last week I was actually quite pleased with the show. Bad at solo. Had a ton of information, material, because we had not had a show since the 17th
Oh,
of
that's
December.
true. Oh, that's true.
So basically it was 1, 2, 3. It had been 4 full weeks without a show, since the last show.
Wow.
And there was a lot of information to choose from. So I had enough to where if I chose, I could have made it go 2 hours.
Did our UK correspondent show up yesterday?
He did not. He did not.
Hope we haven't lost him in our break.
I hope not. He knows. He's been keeping track of it. I know he was here on the 17th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he he was the one that asked us about if we were going to be there for Thanksgiving and then again for Christmas. So I think he's just probably busy as well.
I understand. I have to be understanding.
Yes. So here we are back.
So you had a good show last week.
I thought it was a good show. I was pleased with it. There was lots of good stories.
And you had a follow-up from one of your stories.
I do have a follow-up from the story last week, absolutely. In fact, I'll just go ahead and start with it. Last week we heard about this young couple who are collecting aluminum cans, and their hopes are to save these cans up and actually get enough money, take them to the recycling center to pay for their wedding and I guess their honeymoon and everything.
Oh, wow.
And I think they were
how many cans they need?
A lot. Millions. Yeah.
Did they say how many?
I don't remember the exact amount, but it was a large amount.
Okay.
And they had already collected several 100,000, 300,000 or 400,000, several 100,000 cans, and I think maybe around $3,000 worth or something like that. Yeah. So
financially responsible and green on the environment.
Exactly. So they're trying to clean up. And I was saying that it's unfortunate that now if they were recycling these cans based off the sodas they were drinking, they could just not buy the sodas and it would make a lot more money that way.
That is true.
But obviously they're collecting them off the side of the roads, and I was saying it's unfortunate that they're able even to do that. No offense to their goals, I think it's great, but it's unfortunate that people are littering that much that they could get a million cans. Well, just like
it's not all on the side of the road. I'm sure it could be hitting dumpsters.
Right, sure. Well, you remember
people that aren't recycling.
A couple of months ago there were the guys in Russia that had got several $1,000s from collecting liquor bottles.
Yeah.
And they were homeless. They were collecting them on the street. So
he wasn't wearing a purple.
I believe he was wearing a purple suit. A purple suit vodka bottle collector, I believe he was. Yes, he was. So here's a follow-up on that young couple. Alcoa actually has given them some recycled cans to the wedding fund. So I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to let you know that Alcoa is a giant aluminum manufacturer based in Pittsburgh. They're not going to actually deliver the cans to Spokane because that would be kind of silly to send them cans so they could recycle it. They're just going to give them the cash equivalent.
Oh, okay.
They're going to make a donation equivalent to that area's recycling rate, estimated at $1,710.
Wow.
The couple's campaign goes along with Alcoa's goal of reaching a 75% recycling rate by 2015. With the Alcoa donation, they are about 65% toward their goal.
Okay, let's do some math here.
Mm-hmm.
Did they say how much money they wanted?
Well, they are at 65%. They are now at 65% of their goal.
And how much do they have so far? Money-wise?
I don't know. I don't have the story from last week.
Huh.
It's not that much. If you're wanting to know how much per can, it's not very much.
No, I wasn't trying to figure that out. I was trying to find out how many cans and all they needed is what I was trying to figure out.
No, they had that. It was 3 or 4 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Alcoa gave them 150,000 cans.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's see here. Oh, that's it. Oh, well, here's the original.
So that's about 0.011 cents per can if Alcoa gave them 150,000 cans.
Okay, I was off here. They have already collected more than 18,000 cans in their living room.
Wow.
So I was questioning either they have a large living room or they're not living in it. One of the two. But 18,000 cans is close to 5% of their goal of collecting 400,000. So I said 3 or 4 million. It was 3 or 400,000. That's still a ton of cans.
They want 400,000. Alcoa gave them 150,000.
They already had 18,000. Let's see here.
And how much did they get for the 150,000 that Alcoa gave them?
$1,710.
So they're only trying to raise $4,560.
Yeah, that's right here. The spokesman said the 5 tons of aluminum would be worth around $3,800 when recycled. So, anyhow, their wedding date is July 31st. They have a website, weddingcans.com. I told our listeners about last week. They could go and check it out. So, anyhow, if they're at $3,800 and they already had 5% of that, they're a lot closer to it now with that donation from Alcoa. So I thought it was a neat story and a good follow-up there.
Interesting.
I just would like to see a picture of their living room. I imagine they're like crushed.
Right.
Still 18,000 crushed
Yeah, that was
cans.
the question that came to my mind. I wonder where they're going to put 400,000 cans.
Right.
400,000 cans.
Exactly. That's a large amount.
Well, now they don't have to do 400,000.
Nope.
Yeah, they can do what, 250,000.
Yep.
And they already have 38,000.
222,000. I mean, they're almost. I mean, they're going towards their goal.
They are.
They're doing very well. Oh, excuse me.
Well, for your adventurous youngsters out there who are looking to make a buck, I don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
They want $5,000. All they do is go out there and find 400,000 cans.
Exactly. or perhaps you could, rob someone. I don't know where that came from. It's a story later. So.
We're doing feel-good stories.
Well, here's a feel-good story. 8-year-old boy saved a drowning man at the beach.
Wow.
That's pretty good. This comes to us from Australia, where it is summer.
Oh, okay.
2 8-year-old boys in a young lifeguards training program rescued a man who was struggling in the ocean off Australia's east coast. So, looks like they're off to a pretty good start in their training.
That's that's a year younger than Megan. That's pretty amazing.
I know. Jake Satherley told Australian Broadcasting Corporation Radio that he and friend Spencer James saw a middle-aged man having trouble Sunday on Northcliffe Beach. We saw him put up his hand and saying, "Help, help." So we went over and pulled on him on our board. The boys are part of the under-14 lifeguard training program. Club president David Shields said he'd never seen a rescue like it. They really did perform well above their years. We were just so proud of them and the way they acted instinctively. Nearly 50,000 Australian children between 5 and 13 are enrolled, according to Surf Life Saving Australia. So, like I said, they're off to a good start.
Absolutely.
They're 8 years old, training to be lifeguards, and before they've even finished their training, they have rescued someone who was having a difficult time.
I got a feeling they're going to pass.
I think so.
I could be awfully feel optimistic. I don't know, but I got a feeling they got something. They got it.
I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I think it's within the realm of possibility. I have to make sure I keep track of my phone here that we're using because I am on call. If we're to get a page, we might need to take a look at that, which I'm logged in at work too, so I can do that while we're doing the show. We could actually get paid for a radio show. Maybe I should get a page.
There you go. That would be cool.
Huh. We've had a couple stories about people finding small to quite sizable sums of money.
I've told many people about that red can at the grocery store that had $10,000 in it. Remember that story recently?
Yeah, that was cool. No,
unusual.
I think a show you weren't here. A UPS driver. I don't know if you were here or not, but a UPS driver was driving down the street, saw an envelope, got out and picked it up, and it was like $6,500 or whatever, and it had a deposit slip, but it was all cash.
Right. Yeah. What's your phone?
Yeah. I mean, he could have kept the cash.
Yeah.
You know. So we've come across some good stories like that. Well, so this is in the same day. Close to us from one of my favorite cities in the world, New York City. A New York City cab driver is being praised for returning over $21,000 lost by a visitor from Italy. Felicia Lettery, who's 72, left her purse in a Manhattan taxi on Christmas Eve. It contained traveling money for her and her 6 relatives. Police told them not to get their hopes up about finding it. Yeah, I'm not going to make any comments about anything there. The cabbie drove about 50 miles to a Long Island address he found in the purse. No one was home, so he left his phone number and later returned with the money. Her daughter, Maria Rosaria Falanga, told Newsday from Pompeii, Italy, that the cabbie also left a note. He told her, "Don't worry, Felicia, I'll keep it safe. When I was 5 years old, my mother told me, be honest, work hard, and you will raise your station," said the driver. Mukul told the New York Post he refused a reward. So that's really good. That really is good story. $21,000, and there was no way. Obviously, there was no way that they knew the cab had it because the police told them, don't get your hopes up about finding it. It's not like, we'll track the cab down based off your receipt.
And who knows? I mean, it's lucky that he found the purse back there.
Right.
He could have picked up another fare, and the other fare could have gotten in the back seat, seen the purse, not told the cabbie about it, and just walked off with it.
Yep. Had $21,000.
Had $21,000.
Right. So I mean, here's much like the UPS driver, no way to pin it on this person.
Right.
He could have walked away with it, and yet he was honest enough to. I mean, not only did he make an effort, he drove 50 miles to go find them to say,
and then they refused a reward.
So, for McCool, I don't want to.
He did get a $15,000 tip. He took off the top, but no reward.
Yes, I was going to leave that part out. Anyhow, so that's very good for him. And that's all of my good stories. I'm sure we'll have some good stories coming out of the tragedy from Haiti.
Right.
Which is where we'll throw it in. Just use common sense when you're donating money.
Right.
If you don't want to go with one of the huge, known, legitimate charities, do some quick little homework. It doesn't take long. A quick Google search, call your Better Business Bureau. Just do a little due diligence before you just go handing over money. And if you get an email about it, delete it. Because the people, unfortunately, when there are tragedies like this, the scam artists and con artists and charlatans come out in full force, taking advantage of people's goodwill. And even though I still believe you will be blessed and rewarded for giving, you want to make sure that your money actually goes to the cause that you're giving it to. So, horrible tragedy there in Haiti. We've heard reports anywhere from 50,000 to over 100,000 feared dead.
Wow. You hear reports of you hear people crying and screaming underneath the rubble.
Yeah, I
get to them. And
I viewed some pictures. I think it was like 62 pictures on MSNBC, and they had at the beginning they had a warning saying graphic, and by halfway through I was in tears. It was horrible. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't really want to see dead people. I didn't know what to expect, other than the warning said it was graphic.
Right.
I understand people feel like we have the right to know everything, but sometimes it feels like we just know a lot more than we need to.
Yeah.
But it was a little overwhelming. And seeing parents, like there was this one, the one that really killed me was a gentleman, looked like he was in his mid to late 30s, holding his dead daughter, who was probably 2-3 years old, in his arms, and you could just see just like inexplicable grief on his face. It was horrible. So obviously a monumental tragedy. And I'm glad to see the entire world is stepping in. The UN has released $10 million in emergency funds. And then I saw an article yesterday, the nations that have already come forward pledging X amount.
Right.
And the United Nations had 10 million, and then the next I can't remember. It's like Netherlands, and it went on down the list, biggest to the smallest. But it was like couple like Spain and Netherlands were giving like 3.47 million. And there must be some euro to dollar figure there where it must be rounded, because like 3 or 4 European countries were giving 3.47 million. I thought there was a weird trend, so it must be something with how that goes. Anyhow, even China has gone into it. Even Venezuela is sending like rescue teams and
do you know what the U.S. is?
They didn't have it listed at the time, but we're sending all manner of course money, but then all manner of materials, medicine,
and rescue workers, and all that kind of stuff, and like down and emergency. Yeah,
and like superior trained rescue people from all, like Iceland, I think was sending like a helicopter and like 16 like super trained rescue mission workers, and things like that. Anything obviously is not going to be turned down. I think the World Something Fund released $100 million in cash. So obviously a horrible tragedy there. So just do a little due diligence. Obviously,
How many died in that tsunami that hit? How long ago was that? Is that 2 years ago?
The one in Thailand?
Yeah.
I don't remember. It was large. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there were people living in huts.
I was just curious which was worse.
Right.
I don't know why.
Well, let's see if we can find it. Tsunami. It says, well, there was one in 2004 and 2009. So I think you're referring to the one in 2004. The deadliest, possibly one of the deadliest in history. It was a 9.3 magnitude earthquake, which in Haiti was a 7.0, so this obviously much more powerful. Killing nearly 230,000 people in 14 countries.
I guess that was worse.
Oh, yeah. I mean, 14 countries.
Right.
Indonesia, Sri Lanka, India, Thailand were the hardest hit. So, and it triggered other earthquakes as far away as Alaska. That's how powerful it was.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So, and this is even though it's not to that same magnitude, it is.
It's comparable.
It's the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere, and among the poorest in the world. Plus, it's one little teeny island. And have you seen the pictures of Port-au-Prince? It's mind-boggling. I mean, the aerial view is I can't even explain it.
Is it common? Earthquake common there?
I believe so. They've had earthquakes, there in the past. Yeah. I think
it cursed.
Yeah, probably it might be some voodoo or something. I don't know. There's Cuba is 200 miles away from it, and they felt it there. Just a horrible scene. So do a little small amount of due diligence that you're going to give. Go with the Red Cross. I hate to say it, but United Way, Salvation Army, some reputable, and that you know. Or there's even texting.
Can you make donations to those agencies in your markets that wanted this to go to this particular cause?
Yes. Like you could give money to the Red Cross and say, I want this to go to the Haiti earthquake relief. And absolutely, and they have to by law do that. And a lot of people don't like giving to like the Red Cross or United Way because a percentage of their monies goes toward overhead. But you have overhead. There's no way around it. Right. You can't send 100% of the money to it.
But they do a lot of good.
They do. A lot of people. They do. Yeah. I obviously the Red Cross has a high administration. Yeah. United Way and the Red Cross. They both. If you give your money to them for the Haitian relief, you know that you're going to be helping people that are in desperate need. Right. Absolutely. So that's our little public service announcement, our PSA for today. So that's it for the good news. Then, the sad news, and now let's get to the odd news.
Right.
I found this right here.
This might be a good PSA right here as well.
Yes.
Be on the lookout.
It really is. Be on the lookout for Mikey Hicks. He's 8 years old, and he is on the United States no-fly list. He's a suspected terrorist at age 8. He's 8 years old.
He's a Cub Scout.
He's a Cub Scout from Clifton, New Jersey.
He's for that left-wing organization.
Yeah, definitely. Mikey Hicks, 8-year-old, a frequent traveler who has seldom boarded a plane without a hassle because he shares the name of a suspicious person. It's not a myth. His mother initially sensed trouble when he was a baby, and she could not get a seat for him on their flight at an airport. Airline officials explained that his name was on the list. He was an infant.
Even as an infant. He was suspect.
The first time he was patted down, he was 2. And then here's my favorite part of the story. 2 words in a sentence. He cried. After years of long delays and waits for supervisors, this year's vacation to the Bahamas badly shook up the family. He was frisked on the way there, and then more aggressively on the way home. Strip search. And a quote from his mother, up your arms, down your arms, up your crotch. Someone is patting your 8-year-old down like he's a criminal. A terrorist can blow his underwear up and they don't catch him, but my 8-year-old can't walk through security without being frisked. Got a pretty good point. Yeah. A terrorist, a known terrorist, whose father called and warned the U.S. government about, gets on a plane and blows himself up. But this
poor Mikey.
Mikey, as an infant, you can't even get on an airplane and go to work.
Come on, we use some common sense here. How much trouble can you get in before you're 6 months?
Right. I mean, obviously, it's a common enough name to where someone else could share it. Right? He's an infant. He's not on the no-fly list. It's pretty embarrassing. And then the spokesman for the TSA, Mr. James Fontanios, said that as a rule, there are no children on the no-fly list or selectee list, but would not comment on Mikey's situation because their website says that it's a myth. Mikey is a myth. They're obviously making it up.
The TSA does?
Up here, let's see. Yes, TSA, under scrutiny after last month's bombing, has on its website a mythbuster that tries to reassure the public. Myth. The no-fly list includes an 8-year-old boy. Buster. No 8-year-old is on the TSA watch list. Well, they're right. The person who has the name that shares the same name is not 8 years old.
Right.
But this 8-year-old, his name is on the list.
He's suffering the consequences of the person of the same name.
Exactly. So,
who is older than 8.
Yes.
Who is on the list.
Yes. So,
we still like it. He likes it.
Here we're going to go for a parenting award. Okay. We at times have things like this. It's maybe not horrible.
Right.
That's pretty bad. Comes to us from the.
We've had worse.
We have had. Yeah. Well, not necessarily the parent, but remember the guy that wasn't he in a wheelchair and he ate some kid's arm or something? We're not laughing at what happened. Right. I don't know. Anyhow, yes, this is pretty bad. This comes to us from the Senator Dodd's state, Connecticut. Police in Connecticut say a 28-year-old mother is charged with leaving her 2 young children in a car in freezing temperatures while she went into a salon to tan. I mean, she's got her priorities straight. Candy Ann Rock of Enfield was charged Monday with reckless endangerment and risk of injury to children. Police chief told the Journal Enquirer that Rock left her 2 children, ages 3 and just under 1, in the parked car, which was not running, for 18 minutes during her tanning session at about 9 a.m. Monday. He said weather reports showed the wind chill was 19 degrees at the time. Of course, they were in the car, so I don't even know why that's relevant. It was cold, though. Right. She posted a $5,000 bail and is due in Superior Court on the 9th of February. She declined to comment when reached by telephone Thursday. The children were not injured. I don't want to go out on a limb here. It's not as bad as it sounds. I don't think she did the right thing. I don't think it was necessarily a wise choice. And I'm not by any means condoning it whatsoever. But it was 18 minutes. I'm assuming that he'd have been running 2 there. We don't know that, but it's safe. I think it's a safe assumption. And it was 18 minutes, and they were shielded from the elements inside the car. However, the part that kind of catches me off guard is their ages, 3 and under a year. If they had been perhaps maybe one was 7, one was 11 or 12, I think I would.
Yeah, I'm more concerned not so much of them freezing to death in 18 minutes. I'm more concerned about someone stealing them.
There's some creep coming on, right.
Doing something bad.
Well, I mean, it's not responsible parenting to leave your child alone, unattended, out in public. Maybe if they're in their playroom and you're in the other room washing dishes, that's different. But still, not the wisest move on her part. However, I don't think as bad as it initially sounded. However, I still think that she is deserving of a sheep award. Absolutely. So you like to do a little handyman stuff. Your friend Mike, our show's political correspondent, which I don't know if he can still have that title because he's been on once.
Well, only because we haven't invited him. I guarantee if you invite him, he will jump on the opportunity to talk about it. Politics, absolutely.
Well, maybe we'll have a show dedicated to politics where Mike can come join us sometime. However, if you are a do-it-yourself, there's even a DIY network on TV. you might want to listen up to this. Oxmoor House on Friday recalled nearly 1 million home improvement books because of errors that could lead to do-it-yourselfers to make risky mistakes while installing or repairing their electrical wiring. The errors in the technical diagrams and wiring instructions could cause people to be shocked or create a fire hazard. In announcing the voluntary recall, the Consumer Product Safety Commission said no incidents have been reported, so that's good. Oxmoor House of Birmingham published 951,000 recalled books. Here are the 9 titles being recalled. Amerispec, Home Repair, Lowe's, Complete Home Repair, Lowe's Complete Home Wiring, Sunset, Basic Complete and Home Repair, and Water Gardens, and Sunset You Can Build It Wiring. Maybe not so much with the water gardens. That sounds a little scary. Anyhow, readers might have bought some of the books more than 3 decades ago. Bookstores and home improvement stores nationwide sold the recall books from January 1975 through December 2009. And here's the most important part. If you are interested, call 866-696-7602 for more details if you happen to purchase one of these books. So it's been out there for, what?
Did it say what the mistake was?
It said technical diagram and wiring instructions. So it's been out there for, what, 25, 34 years? Yeah. Might want to go. I have a do-it-yourself book that I have. I might need to go check it. It might be one. I might get shot.
You might die. You might cause a fire.
Yep, burn the house down. That was the last straw. I want to burn the place down. Well, earlier you were saying how, youngsters looking to make a little extra money.
Yeah.
Well, here's a young man with initiative. A do-it-yourselfer. This comes to us from Florida. A 12-year-old boy was arrested after pointing what turned out to be a toy gun at a convenience store clerk in northern Florida. Walton County Sheriff's Office said the boy walked into the store Thursday, pointed a wood barrel long gun at the clerk, and demanded money from the cash register. After handing him an undisclosed amount of money, the clerk told deputies the boy said thank you and left. So he's, not only does he have initiative, he's polite.
Very polite.
Yeah. Right, reared mannerly.
Yes.
His parents should be commended. A deputy on patrol saw the boy walking on the highway. The boy attempted to run before being stopped. Authorities said they found the money and a toy weapon. The boy was first transported to jail and later transported to the juvenile justice.
His name wasn't Mikey Hicks, was it? Maybe that's how he got on the do not watch, do not fly his list.
Poor Mikey. He's
Poor
persecuted. And the entire eastern seaboard, he is persecuted. Wow. So, no, they didn't share the young man's name, probably because he is a juvenile.
They took sure his driver's license.
However, I just thought that was what caught my eye when I was reading the story was he demanded the money, he received it, then he said, thank you. Well, thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to rob you of your money.
And then he squirted him in the eye with the wire.
And said, gotcha.
Lead on foot.
If he had only fled on a mobility scooter. I had a mobility scooter story last week, yes?
Who did you guys share? Tell me. I missed it.
It was, actually it was a follow-up. The story we had about the guy. Remember he was leaving the bar and he was drunk?
Yeah.
And he bashed into several cars. And I think in one of them was an actual police car with a police officer in it.
Yeah.
Well, not only are they put his mobility scooter on eBay for sale to try to recoup money that he owes for back child support. And I don't know.
Did you make a bid?
No. Well, the sale fell through.
Oh.
It was like $3,800 the bid had gone up to. The sale fell through, so now they're going to do it on a local auction.
I see.
There's somewhere there locally in I believe it was Minnesota. Anyhow, yeah, they had a picture of it. It was quite amusing. It was a bar stool on what looked like the frame of a shopping cart with a steering wheel that was on a pole that was about 4 feet tall.
So not your typical.
No,
it was good. And the bid was up to $3,800. We're in the wrong. We need to start making some mobility scooters.
And just get some old worn-out shopping carts from the Harris Teeter. We'll make our own.
That's right.
We should do that. So, as long as we're on that, we might as well give a shout-out to the show's unofficial sponsor. Yeah.
Hey, Bernice and Joy, tell everyone which power wheelchair got you to the Grand Canyon.
I'm around. Now I'm free to see the world.
Yes, and with Hoveround, you truly are free to see the world.
Also, the only mobility scooter manufacturer that's truly around.
Yes, and it truly hovers. That's how they get up to as you always point out, the Statue of Liberty. How else did they get there? Hoveround. It is an island, and the Hoveround truly hovers. Yes, and if you could find out a way to get it tsunami proof. You can ride some killer waves on it. Yes. Indeed. Yeah. I can't read the story because it's a video. I just wanted to tell our listeners about it, that I have a story here called Turkish Camel Wrestling. I don't know if it's Turkish people wrestling with camels or...
Did you not watch the video?
No.
No.
Or if it's two camels wrestling. I don't know. In Turkey. But you might want to go out and look at that. A boy recovering after chopstick removed from his brain.
Boy, I tell you.
Wow.
Happens all the time.
You know, I'll tell you.
Dangerous
Yeah. And here's a guy on death row. In California, he's alleged he's had multiple sexual encounters with a female guard. So you might want to go out and check out, especially the Turkish camel wrestling. I'm just now seeing it.
Is he saying that to try and get at him?
I have no idea why he's saying it. I don't even know why he would say it. Maybe he's interested in
wishful thinking. Maybe it's maybe he's saying he was raped and he wants to try and buy time.
Right. He just says encounters. I don't know. And I think if he's on death row, he could probably hold himself against someone. No offense to the
she's not looking for a long-term
right. Well, when you go out and you give blood or plasma, they always tell you to not partake in alcohol or illicit drugs. They always tell you that. Because with a lower amount of blood, it will act much quicker, more powerful. So I'm not sure I agree with the following story coming to us from Tacoma, Washington. Washington State Blood Center is offering donors a deal. Give a pint of blood and get a pint of beer. Cascade Regional Blood Services in Tacoma says its Give Blood, Get Beer promotion has worked so well that it's being expanded. And other news, the State Trooper Department, it says DUIs have gone through the roof. And they're all from Tacoma. The News Tribune of Tacoma reported Monday that donors who are at least 21 years of age are given a coupon for a free pint of beer. Participating pubs and restaurants must wait at least 4 hours after the blood drive ends before donors can collect their free pint. Cascade's Director of Donor Services, Dan Schmidt, says it's a fun way to get more donors and it's good for the participating businesses as well. So I knew they had that in there about the waiting time. I just really don't know if doesn't really make much sense to me. Of course, I don't drink beer, so maybe it makes more sense to people who do. And here's a neat little story coming to us from New York City again. And I have some additional commentary that goes along with it about another thing, event that these people have done. This is an organizer of a New York event Their cause, their purpose is to create scenes of chaos and joy in public places. Hundreds of New Yorkers rode the city subway train in their underwear this past Sunday. They stripped down to their underwear for the 9th annual No Pants subway ride. The idea is to act like nothing unusual is going on. Participants met up at 6 locations throughout the city. They formed groups and dispersed to the subway stations to catch trains. Once inside the subway cars, they began calmly removing their pants and folding them up. Most people read magazines or chatted with their companions like any other strap hanger. The event started in 2002 with just 7 people. It has spread to other cities. The stunt was organized by Improv Everywhere, a group that says its mission is to cause scenes of chaos and joy in public places. So,
chaos and joy.
Yes, that's a good combination.
Yes.
And you can see from the picture,
it looks very chaotic and joyful.
People are just sitting there. But I think it would be quite funny, especially if you weren't aware of this. Like if you lived in New York and you were aware of the event, you'd be like, ha-ha. But if you're sitting there and people just start randomly taking off their pants, folding up, sitting down, and then chatting with each other, reading the newspaper like nothing was going on, I think that would be chaotic. And I think it would also be funny and humorous. And
are any of them arrested for public nudity or anything?
No, they're not causing any. It's not any kind of issue, criminal issue.
Well, I mean, are they down to their boxers or are they down to their
just underpants, whatever underpants. Yeah, they're not nude.
They're not nude.
No,
okay.
They just take off their pants. But in January, I'm sure it's quite chilly. So brave. So this same organization, I sent this story to someone who replied back with another event that they do.
Oh, what's that?
It's, I think, even better than this one. It's called the Human Mirror. They find identical twins from the city, and they get them to dress identically, and then they go to places like Subways or restaurants or whatever, and they have them sit across from each other. And I saw the picture, and it was quite freakish because it literally looks like the people are sitting in front. If the girl has a bottle of water in her right hand, her sister has it in her left hand. So I mean, it's really it kind of plays with your mind. And I thought that was kind of a neater event. I think that would even get more attention, because if you got on the subway and there was a row of, say, 15 identical twins, and if they were sitting there completely still, I think that'd be kind of a neat thing. It may not register at first, but once it did, I think you'd be like, what is going on?
Well, you sent me, speaking of mirrors, you sent me a link, this past week, I think, of the Porta-John in Houston that is mirrored on the outside in two-way mirror or glass on the inside.
Right.
That was pretty cool looking.
Right.
So it blended in with the surroundings beautifully because it was, mirrored.
Right.
But then when you got inside, it's like you're just looking around outside, like you're
exposed to the public.
Completely exposed to the public.
Right. There's,
it was like a mirrored box. It was four-sided, completely see-through.
Right.
From the inside, just looking out like you'd be sitting on a toilet doing your business.
Right.
People walking by, feet from you. They, of course, don't see you, but you just feel, I would think you'd feel totally exposed.
And you know what would be funny about it? It would really mess with your mind, because prior to going in, you could walk completely around it, fully inspect it. Maybe even perhaps someone will walk out of it while you're inspecting it and know beyond any shadow of a doubt that nobody would see you in there. Yeah. But once you got in there, I think it'd be a little bit weird.
Yeah,
it'd be like you were exposing yourself there once to do your private business to thousands.
This is a line waiting.
Right.
Staring at you, tapping their foot.
If there were a line, that would be funny. That would be funny. Yeah. So could you use the bathroom there?
Could I? I could.
No, I couldn't. Yeah. I could if there were no walls.
I'm sure no one would want you after you did.
I'm sorry, but the flusher's broke.
Woo!
homage to Jim Carrey. So what's the name of this? Improv Everywhere. A neat. You want to go out and Google, you can look at their website.
Right.
Some really neat things. But in fact, I might see if I can find that right now for you.
Check them weekly. See what their weekly stunt is.
Yeah, let's see if we can find this. Here they are. Here's pictures from the 9th annual No Pants Subway Ride. Went off without a hitch. We're guessing we had around 3,000 participants.
Wow.
Yeah. The high for the day was 28 degrees. And here's pictures of people in their underpants. Now there's actual YouTube videos of it. I think I would have enjoyed being on that subway.
Yeah, some of those I wasn't really thrilled with, but
right.
there were some that were rather some people I'd like to sit next to.
All right, but I think pretty good fun, interesting enough. Well, let's see if we can find this human mirror here because it was really kind of neat. Yes, the show is degraded to us.
Talking about pictures
Yeah.
and trying to describe it.
Look at it right there. Isn't that crazy?
There was a lot of them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Maybe if you got on that subway car, wouldn't that be freaky?
That would be very freaky.
I mean, it's like...
Oh.
I think that's kind of a neat thing they have going on there.
That's much more freaky than a single person at a subway. That's very freaky.
Yeah. Here are some pictures of some of the participants. Here they are. I guess before or after.
Right.
So, yeah. Neat concept I think they have going on there. So there we go with the no pants story. We've had McDonald's seems to attract angry women. Remember we had many months ago a lady called 911 from McDonald's because she did not get her chicken nuggets.
Right.
At McDonald's,
She paid for them.
Yeah, she paid for them. The manager,
Mm-hmm.
to McDonald's credit, the manager offered her a full refund or any other menu item she wanted. She could have said, "I'll have a quarter pounder with cheese."
Right.
She wanted her nuggets, and she called 911. Clearly, to us people that are normal, a blatant abuse of 911.
Right.
But here we are in Kansas City, Missouri. A woman has been charged with trashing a McDonald's restaurant in Missouri because she was unhappy with her cheeseburger. Police said they received many tips after releasing the video of the December 27th incident. In the video, which has been viewed hundreds of thousands of times online, a customer is seen throwing a sign and a water dispenser over a counter and pushing 3 cash registers to the floor.
Screaming, "It doesn't look like the picture."
On Tuesday, the prosecutor's office charged 19-year-old Alicia McMullen of Kansas City with Class D felony property damage. It wasn't immediately known that she had an attorney, and she doesn't apparently have a phone.
We don't know what she was unhappy about it. What it was that she was displeased about.
Police say McMullen told officers her order was prepared wrong, and the restaurant refused to give her a refund. And no offense, I'm not really sure I would be inclined to believe her.
Right.
I mean, if someone say, well, they're going to behave in that manner, I don't know if I could trust them to be telling the truth in the first place.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll have to find that video. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Sure. Let's see here. Florida grandmother forgotten in jail for 15 days. Now, before we go feeling too bad for the grandmother, she was arrested on a suspended or revoked license. I mean, so it's not like she's Miss Law-abiding, sweet little old lady. However, she spent 15 days in jail, including Thanksgiving, before being released. Gabriel Shank Trudeau was initially pulled over in September for driving too slowly. That's
not the stereotype.
No,
driver.
No, not at all.
So slow and
Senior citizens, though slow and dangerous behind the wheel, still serve a purpose. That's our second homage to Jim Carrey. She was then issued a ticket for driving on a suspended or revoked license. After failing to show up in court, a judge issued an arrest warrant for the criminal charge that carries a penalty of a year in jail and a $1,000 fine. 10 days after the ticket was issued, she received a letter from the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles saying that her driving privileges were restored pending further review. While she believed her driving troubles were solved, the letter was actually in response to another incident. So obviously she's got some driving issues. In November, the police arrested her at her home. They came on real strong like I killed somebody or something, she told the Miami Herald. Public defenders failed to appear at her initial court appearance. And no assistant public defender met with her in the jail. On the morning of her initial appearance, she was found eligible for a pretrial release on her own recognizance, but failed to alert the judge of that. Finally, her arraignment on December 2nd, 15 days after her arrest, prosecutors dropped the charges against her. She's handcuffed like Houdini, for the record. She's got chains around her waist, and she's got handcuffs in front of her around her hands as if she was some kind of violent criminal.
Wow.
The judge said at her final hearing. That was the judge, not a family member. I want her released. I think she suffered enough at our system's mistakes.
Wow.
So obviously she had, committed a wrong, not a crime, but she was in the wrong, but it wasn't meant for her to stay in jail for 15 days, especially during Thanksgiving. And that was some pretty harsh words coming from the judge.
Where was her family during all this?
And it never even says that.
I mean, 2 weeks.
Yes. And a holiday.
During a holiday.
And yeah, where is the family? It's not addressed in this article. But I thought, when I was reading the story, originally I was thinking that was like, maybe her son or her husband or nephew or something like that.
Right.
A daughter. And then I saw that's what the judge said. Pretty strong words coming from the judge, so I'm glad she's finally made it out. And too bad our UK correspondent's not here today, because we have a story from London, and he could have probably provided some insight on this.
He might have been there.
He might be one of these guys. Maybe that's why he's not joining us on the show tonight.
There you go.
Some British bobbies have been reprimanded after they used their riot shields as makeshift sleds during the country's cold snap. Passerby filmed the bobbies goofing around on a snowy hill in Oxford and posted the clip on YouTube. Those policemen barreling downhill, and another one shouts, "Whatever happens, keep smiling." The guy who filmed the scene said he was pleasantly surprised by the officers' actions. He thought they were going to scold him for trying to slide down the hill on a kayak. Police superintendent said he told the officers that tobogganing on duty on police equipment and at taxpayers' expense is a very bad idea. But he adds, so brings out the child in all of us.
There you go.
As it does.
True. Yeah, I don't think it was right. I don't think it was terrible.
No, it's
Come
not.
on.
No, it's not horrible.
It's not like...
And I guess because they were on duty. I guess that's the biggest offense there. But still, harmless if you think about it. It's not like they were breaking stuff at the taxpayers' expense.
Right. Unless one of their shields broke.
Yes. Maybe they just are glad they don't have riots there.
There you go.
So that's all we have for you today. So if you pray for the people in Haiti. If you felt so led, maybe even donate $1 or $2. And we'll see you guys next week.
This has been Blog Talk Radio's The Incoherent Ramblings of C&E. Christopher and Eric are your hosts, and we would like to thank you for listening to our show today. Don't forget to tune in for next week's show, live from Greensboro, North Carolina, as we are every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time.